Far North Queensland is home to incredibly rare ecosystems, yet it still has the highest land clearance rate in Australia. As land continues to be cleared, biodiversity loss continues to increase, whereas carbon sequestration continues to decrease. Another critical issue is magnified by land clearance, that problem being erosion. Vegetation clearing began at a rapid pace during the 1800s, with the purpose of this clearing being the creation of space for industries like agriculture. However, as more and more land was cleared, the soil lost its natural protection granted by vegetation and began to erode more rapidly. The problems resulting from soil erosion range in scale from nutrient runoff entering a stream to dangerous earth movements threatening human life. The nutrient runoff being carried away by rainfall and streams eventually ends up in the Great Barrier Reef, which threatens its well-being. Land movements, like debris flows and landslides, are more likely to increase if soil erosion does, and these hazards threaten infrastructure and are extremely dangerous for humans who live nearby. Additionally, landowners experience roadblocks when trying to obtain permits for implementing erosion control methods. Another problem is the impact of cattle farming through the negative impact of cattle hooves on soil stability. A solution for soil erosion needs to support the continuation of the current cattle industry while also solving the issue of soil erosion. This study focused on slopes and waterways that are unvegetated to locate areas at high risk of erosion and to research and develop a proposal for potential solutions, both in legislation and practice.
As part of our work, we wanted to identify slopes that were at a higher risk of erosion and would cause more damage. Initially, we used the revised universal soil loss equation to identify these areas. The generated map shows the annual soil loss of an area, with darker blue indicating more soil loss. This equation does not take area-specific concerns, such as landslides, into account, so we designed a system that would account for local nuance. We used ArcGIS, a program that allows us to process geographic data. We analyzed a map that contained the angle of hills in the upper tablelands, and added maps with other important factors for assessing erosion risk, such as roads, waterways, soil type, soil texture, the wet tropics World Heritage Area, vegetation, water catchment, and land use. From there we found the factors each individual slope had and analyzed erosion risk based on readings of research and government resources. Risk was analyzed by using a priority point system which gave points to factors that added to erosion risk, or removing points for factors that detract from erosion risk. The result was a map of 10 slopes at high risk of erosion in the upper tablelands, and 5 slopes at high risk of erosion bordering streams in the upper tablelands.
Based on our priority slope locations, we recommend that either one or multiple of these methods can be used to help reduce the amount of soil erosion that is taking place in that location. We look at 4 different methods and mitigation techniques to counter erosion problems. First, land revegetation as seen by the actions of treat, which large-scale revegetation techniques are used on previously cleared lands, as well as simple landowner plantings. Second, we have rock arming, which can be seen with lining an affected slope of erosion with larger rocks, giving it sturdy grounding. Third, sediment fencing, surrounding a location with special fencing that can, in the short term, prevent erosion from going to a specific location. And finally, fourth, we have catchment ponds, which serve as a great method for farmers to deposit sediment that washes from their crops into a location that does not directly harm the watershed catchment areas. A mitigation method that can also follow to even predate the use of such methods would be to not clear native vegetation on slope lands in the first place, as this unnecessarily causes lands to become exacerbated, leading to increased soil erosion. Every single one of these methods can simply be done by you to help combat soil erosion. While some of these might be more expensive than others, it's up to you as a loyal patron to your local community to stand up and fight against that issue. While all these methods cannot be efficiently used at all locations, at least one of them, if done correctly, will be able to reduce the flow of sediment into our local catchment areas. It's helping our local community as well as our state enhance the longevity of the environment.